Welcome back to the Choose Life Quest. Yesterday, we introduced the New Life meditation and set the foundation for your journey on this quest. Today, we're diving into one of the most transformative truths you'll ever learn. You are a co-creator with God. It might sound like heresy for you to consider yourself on the same plane as God the Creator, or at the very least, a bit presumptuous and grandiose. If this is true in your case, I want you to realize something. That the voice in your head that's expressing these thoughts is actually your victim mindset. The one that believes that nothing is really your fault, that it's really the world around you, chance, the circumstances that you're in, where you were born, who your parents were, how much money you make, the education you did or didn't get. This victim mindset cannot accept that you have control to create things in your life, because then you wouldn't be a victim anymore. On the flip side, if the truth that you are a co-creator with God rings true, then the life experience that you've had up to this point has already brought you to recognize the power, the capacity for change that God has given you. You've been shaken out of the victim mindset, and you're in the driver's seat where you belong. Take a moment to think about this. You were made in the image of God. Genesis 1 verse 27 says, "So God created mankind in his own image." This means you weren't designed to live as a passive observer of your life. You were created with the ability to choose, to make choices that shape your life in partnership with God. That word, choices, is key. The word choose appears more than 6 times in the Word of God, and every single example applies exclusively to either God or mankind. The Word of God tells us that only God and mankind has the capacity, the opportunity to consciously choose for themselves. That ability to choose is what makes you and God co-creators in your life. Because we are each given the innate ability, this God-level gift of consciousness and reason, to be able to make choices for ourselves. And these choices are then created in our physical reality through 3 closely related expressions. Everything in your life, your relationships, your health, your bank balance, your attitude, is fundamentally influenced by your thoughts, words, and actions. These are the 3 ways you express your choices to the world around you. Think of it like planting a garden. God provides the soil, the seeds, and the rain, but you decide what to plant, nurture, and grow. When you realize you're a co-creator, it shifts everything. You move from feeling powerless to knowing that you have a role in shaping everything about your reality. And you know the most incredible part? God's power works through you when you step into this truth. What you focus your energy and attention on expands. When you look all around you, and especially at history, you can find incredible examples of the power of choice. Men and women who used their God-given power to create incredible things. Massive wealth, world-spanning empires, inventions, and followings. The power to choose is a universal blessing to humanity, but we can also easily see all of the unintended consequences and damage that came along with these incredible feats. Dysfunctional personal lives, broken relationships, death, destruction, failure, and fear. We clearly don't want to make choices like that. So how do we separate out the good from the bad? Well, since you're taking this quest, you may already have a good idea. You don't go at it alone. You must bring your co-creator into the mix. Bring God into your choices. When you focus on aligning your choices with the vision God has for you and for your absolute good, you're activating the most powerful co-creative relationship ever. Co-creation is a partnership. And before the skepticism pops back up, let me say it's not an equal partnership. You are not God's equal. You, we're a mote of dust floating on the breeze. But God has created you for this type of relationship with Him. Imagine you were approached one day out of the blue by a billionaire. He's looked into you and chosen to offer you a business partnership. Between the two of you, you will decide on a business, project, product, or charitable focus and work together to make it happen. He has all the financial backing, all the business experience, legal advice, social connections, and know-how to make it happen. But he has chosen to include you as a decision maker and a partner in the what, when, and how of this project. Not because you're bringing the same things to the table that he is, but because he wants your involvement in this project. Now, in this situation, it would be very wise to take advantage of his business experience, connections, and wisdom, instead of sitting down and cooking up your own plan, bringing it to him and saying, here's what I think we should do. Do you see where we're going with this? Co-creation is a partnership. It's not about striving in your own willpower, knowledge, and human reasoning. It's about aligning with God's divine will. More than any billionaire, God has your good at heart. He sees and knows all things, and he wants to partner with you to create a life that will be for your absolute good. When you do that, when you acknowledge and look to his wisdom and goodwill in your life, you are aligning yourself with his power. As Philippians 2:13 reminds us, it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. Today, I want you to reflect on this. If you are a co-creator with God, it means you are building something. What are you building? What seeds are you planting in your thoughts, words, and actions? Remember, you're not doing this alone. God is with you every step of the way, and when you align yourself with him, it will supercharge your life. You were made to do more. You have the power to shape your life in alignment with God's purpose for you. Remember to listen to the New Life Meditation every morning as you're going through this quest. In day 3, we are going to build on this concept and talk about the single most important decision you will ever make. I'll see you there.